Like the video and subscribe in the next 2.7 seconds, or every rare chest you open will be a purple pistol and medkit. What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do the fastest 90s in Fortnite, how to do different side jumps, and some realistic high ground retake tutorials. No, I'm not going to teach you those bizarre retakes that spam 12 cones everywhere and are just fun to watch. I'm going to teach you real high ground retakes that work in real games, zone wars, and of course 1v1s. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let's start with 90s. Yes, 90s have been popular for years, but I bet 99% of you guys don't do the fastest 90s. Now credit to Physics. I learned this from him, so if you want the full tutorial, go check out his video, or I can give you a brief tutorial right here. So most of you guys probably do your basic 90s like these, but with these new 90s, you will never get ramped in a 1v1 ever again if you master it. Let me show you why these 90s are so much faster. So, as you can see here, if I edit this wall like this, I can non-jump over it unless I'm standing right against it. But if I place a floor here and jump at the same time, it actually boosts me over that wall. That little boost is what makes these 90s so fast. So, as you're doing your 90s, you want to position yourself that as you place your floor, you jump at the same time to boost your character up. I haven't quite mastered it, but the farther to the center line of the ramp that you jump, the faster you can 90. But there's also a higher chance that you won't make it to the top of your second ramp and get caught in your builds. So practice the timing of placing your floor and jumping, and in no time you will have the fastest 90s of all your friends. This technique is great for initial 1v1s, but sometimes you need to 90 more than just 2 times, or do what most people call infinite 90s. To do the fastest infinite 90s, all you have to do is do the same thing you just did, except on the third jump, position your character on the left edge of the ramp, so you can walk up the next ramp without jumping. If you try to jump more than twice, you will get jump fatigue, and your speed will drastically decrease. So now that you know how to do the fastest 90s, I recommend you try out Immature's Crank Simulator and see how fast you can crank to max height. You can also compare your time with the top times on the map so far. I'll leave the map code in the description. The next thing I'm going to cover is side jumps. Whether you're a master at side jumping or have no idea what a side jump is, I'm going to give you a full in-depth tutorial on all types of side jumps. First, let's start with the basic side jump. We have a cone on your ramp, run along the side, and jump about 2/3 of the way up the ramp. Look down and catch yourself with a floor. If you've never done side jumps before, practice this until you never mess it up from both sides. Now this side jump is pretty unrealistic in real game scenarios because your whole character is completely exposed. So let's go over some more protected side jumps. Next is a side jump followed by a scissor ramp out. Follow the same steps as the last side jump, but this time after you land, protect yourself with a ramp over your head and a ramp in front of you to continue scissor ramping up. Although this seems pretty protected, your opponent could still predict it and sneak a shot on you as you jump. To counter this, before you jump, place a wall connected to the cone like this, then jump out to the side. This will block that predicted shot from your opponent and leave you completely protected. You can either land on the floor and scissor ramp out of it, or if you really get confident in your side jumps, you can learn to land on top of the floor and ramp like this. This is called the elevated side jump. And the last side jump I'm going to show you is also one I learned from Physics. So I'm going to call it the Physics side jump. This is by far the most difficult one to do, but also the most protected. So just like the last one, place a wall connected to the cone above you, but now this time when you jump out, you're going to want to stay facing forward and land on the ramp on top of your floor. Then place a wall in front of you and a cone over your head. You can place the cone above you without looking up, as long as you're looking at the upper half of the ramp. Now you can do this infinitely and not get jump fatigue, because you run a few steps on the ramp, so if you really get good at it, you can do this all the way to max height. I don't quite have this one mastered yet like that, but I do pull this off occasionally in 1v1s. This side jump is also completely protected as long as your opponent isn't behind you. Now let's move on to the retakes. Like I said before, if you're here for flashy retakes that are just to look cool for your montages, go ahead and just quit watching. But if you want to learn some real retakes that you could use in actual games and not use 500 mats to get up 3 layers, then I encourage you to stick around. Alright, so this first retake is so simple, but if you ever watch faze Bizzle 1v1 wager, this is all he does, and it's actually quite effective. To do it, all you have to do is scissor ramp up, wait till your top ramp is in line with your bottom ramp, look straight up, place a cone on your top ramp, then look to the side you want to build out to, place another cone, then turbo build 3 walls in a wiping motion like this, and jump on the ramp under your cone. Then edit 2 horizontal tiles of the cone, like shown, and keep scissor ramping up. You can do this on both sides over and over to juke out your opponent while staying completely protected. Yes, this is super simple, but it's very conservative on mats, and if it works for faze Bizzle, then it has to work for me. At full speed, it looks like this, going both directions. Up next, we have an older retake founded by none other than Faze Sway. Make sure you've mastered Bizzle's retake before attempting this one, because Sway's is sort of just an extension off of Bizzle's. To do it, scissor ramp up like before, but this time, when your bottom ramp extends farther than your top ramp, place a cone, then look above you and to the side to place 2 more cones. Then, just like Bizzle's, swing 3 walls and place a ramp. Then edit the front left tile of the cone and place a wall in front of you. Edit a Dorito edit on the wall, build another ramp out, look back up and place 2 walls, then a floor above you. Then, jump and place a ramp underneath you. Edit the 2 left tiles of the floor and place 4 high walls like this. Then jump, place a ramp underneath you and a ramp above you, edit the wall in front of you, and then go for a shot or do whatever you want. This one takes quite a bit more practice, but it is super effective once you learn it. At full speed, it'll look something like this. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I want to say a big thank you to you. So go ahead and comment the word high ground down below so I know who has watched my videos the whole way through. And the last retake I'm going to show you is a combo of the Connor Classic ramp edit and another physics retake. The hardest part about this one is grabbing the ramp with your builds out, but once you get comfortable with it, it can be very effective. Just like the last two, start with a scissor ramp out, then place a floor under your top ramp. Edit the left 2 tiles of the floor, then place a wall to the front of you, one to the right, a cone above the ramp, then grab the ramp edit, turn the ramp to the right, and place a wall to the left and in front of the cone. Edit the corner of the cone, then Dorito edit the wall in front of you. From there, you can go for a shot, crank some 90s, or go into another retake. At full speed, it'll look something like this. Don't forget, all these retakes can be done both ways, so don't forget to practice going both directions. Also, try and get used to editing with your blueprints out instead of your shotgun or pickaxe. This allows you to edit pieces from farther away and can make your double and triple edits much easier. That is going to be all for this video. Don't forget to drop a like if you found it helpful and subscribe for more content like this. Also, if you want to support me even more, go ahead and use my code Milano, when you purchase any skins from the item shop. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.